We got so much to be thankful for. The title of the message this morning is Real Faith. Real faith. Do we have real faith when things really get rough? Do we have real faith? We're going to talk about a man that had it. And I'll tell you, he had the real faith. He had the faith that God was going to deliver him. He was facing death. And he had real faith that God was going to deliver him. Turn your books to Daniel chapter 6. Daniel chapter 6. If you're there, say amen. There was a plot against Daniel to kill him. And we'll start at verse 6 of chapter 6. It says, Then the presidents and the princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains, have consulted together to establish a royal salute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the lion's den. They knew that Daniel prayed 3 times a day. They had a plot against him, and this is their plot. We know he prays 3 times a day. We'll catch him praying, and we'll get rid of him. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign in writing that it be not changed, according to the law of Medes and Persians, which altered not. Wherefore, King Darius, sign the writings and the decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writings was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he knelt upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed, and gave thanks before his God, and he did aforetime. How many of us prays 3 times a day? You don't have to answer. You say, well, preacher, I can't pray 3 times a day because I work and I do this and I do that. You can pray to God anywhere, anytime. You know there's people believe today that you got to be on your knees to touch God. No, you don't. But Daniel already knew the decree. What did he do? He went, didn't scare him at all. He went right to his room and prayed 3 times a day. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? I can hear the old king saying that. That's right, that's what I signed. The king answered and said, These things is true, according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which altereth not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. It didn't make any difference to what they said, what law they passed. He was going to serve his God. And that ought to be our thoughts today. whatever may come our way, we are going to serve God. And he prayed 3 times a day. And here come these men trying to stir up trouble. Didn't you sign a decree, O king? Well, Daniel's down there praying. He's down there praying. He's going against what you said. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king, and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor salute which the king established may be changed. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. He was making fun of him. Is he going to deliver thee now? We throwed you into the line of dens. And a stone was brought, and they laid upon the mouth of the den a big stone up on top. And the king sealed it with his own signet. We got him now. He's in with them lions, and they're going to eat him up. They're going to kill him. He can't get out. There's no way. I've put this seal on top. He can't get out. Sounds like them when they crucified Christ, don't it? They rolled the tomb away and they thought they had him, but he come alive. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God whom thou servest continue able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God hath sent his angel, and hath shut the lion's mouth. I don't care what condition you're in, God is able to take care of any situation. Daniel belonged to him, and he was going to protect Daniel. You belong to God, and he will protect you this morning, no matter what situation you might be in. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. What faith that he had. He had real faith. When times got rough, he had real faith. I thought of the 3 Hebrew children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They brought them up before a fiery furnace and was going to cast them into the fiery furnace. And I thought of that old stove that we used to have on the farm. That thing, the old pot-belly stove. That thing would get cherry red. And I thought about that sitting there this morning. And the Hebrew children said, we will not serve your God. Real faith. We're going to throw you in there. Just as they throw Daniel into the den of lions. We're going to throw you in there if you don't bow to us. And they said, we will not bow to you. Paraphrasing it. We're going to serve our God. They throwed him in there in that furnace, and they come out, and well, first of all, he looked in there, and he said, I thought we threw 3 men in there. I see 4. The 4th man was likened unto the Son of God. They came out of there wasn't even smell of smoke on them. I can go out there and burn an old brush pile, and when the wind blows away and blows that smoke towards me, I'm going to smell like smoke when I get done. But God here delivered Daniel. He shut the lion's mouth, and he delivered him. And my friend, if we have real faith in God, God can deliver us out of any situation that we're in. And it was just about like Legion this morning that Luke taught about. God is able to do anything because He's God. And the king commanded that they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of the lions. You want to spread gossip? We're going to kill you now. And the king, he had different thoughts, didn't he, on Daniel's God. Look what he said. And the lions had the mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den. Then King Darius wrote unto all the people, nations, and language that dwell on all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. He said, now he's going to make another decree. That in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and steadfast forever, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even until the end. God's dominion will never be destroyed, but this earth is going to be destroyed. And those that are unsaved today is going to be destroyed. Everything that's ungodly today is going to be destroyed. And he delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who hath delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. He prospered. But look over in Isaiah chapter 43. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1. It says, But now thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee, I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I'll be with thee. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. And when thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flames kindle upon thee, for I am your God. He is the God that delivered us from sin. He broke the chains of sin, and He delivered us from the evil and the presence of the devil. He delivered us. And we were set free. Just as the 3 Hebrew children, they wasn't hurt when they was cast into the fire. Just as Daniel wasn't hurt when he was cast into the lion's den. God is able to take care of us. Our problem is today that we don't have real faith today that God can do anything. But I'm here to tell you this morning, the God that I serve this morning is able to do anything, any problem that you might have in your life. He's able to take care of you this morning. Real faith, it's what we need. Now let me ask you a question. You look over and look down in the den, and there's a bunch of lions down there. And someone says, we're going to throw you down in there, if you don't start serving us, what would you do? Don't answer. I know what I'd do. We got to be real honest here. I'd say, no, I don't think so. It's real faith. These men had real faith. Now let's say something else here. We had enough faith when we were lost that God could save us. For by grace are you saved through faith. Why can't we have enough faith that God can take care of us in no matter what situation? You think about that. I had to have faith that God could cure me, that God could heal me, that God could save me before I got saved. And you're listening by my voice this morning. If you're listening, it makes no difference this morning what you've done. It makes no difference where you're going. God is able to take care of whatever problem. I had a man this week, sad. I had a man this week to tell me, I've done something one time, but God would never forgive me. I said, God will forgive you for anything. But Satan's got that planted in his mind that God is not able to forgive him. We all done things in life probably that we shouldn't have done. Some of them small things, some of them large things. But God is able. If he's able to take care of the 3 Hebrew children and Daniel from dying in the lion's den, he's able to take care of our small problems. God will forgive you. You just got to have faith. You got to have faith. We're going to close. If you're listening this morning, wherever you're at, you got problems, you need to have faith. Step out that God can take care of it, and God will save you this morning. Trust him. What number you have? 193? 6.